You gave us hope because we are in a continent of hopelessness. And by thy grace, Biafra shall be restored. We shall be resurrected. We shall crown our efforts with the glory by the grace of the Most High Himself. We are not strong. We do not pretend to be strong. All we do is to submit ourselves to your will, that your will may be done upon our lives. We have lost many people. We have lost so many good people. Their sacrifice will never be forgotten. We shall honor them, and for their sake, Biafra will come. Israel lost people, and today Israel is here as a beacon of hope in a land filled with darkness. We beseech thee, Elohim, because we are wandering all over the world, hoping against every hope that things will turn around for the better. It has never turned around for the better. Instead, it is getting worse. Please do not abandon your children. You have given us a commission, and we must accomplish it in our lifetime. We have come to honor your holy name. We have come to praise thee. We have come to honor thee, that your name may be glorified, adored, and praised forever and ever. Ise.
Good evening, wonderful people of Biafra. And good evening, good morning, good afternoon, depending on your time zone, fellow comrades and lovers of freedom. My name is Mazi IKECHUKWU, and I'll reside here in United Kingdom. The time here now is 6 minutes on top of the hour. And I presume it's the same time on the Holy Land of Biafra. And today's date is the 2nd day of July, year of our Lord 2023. And I'm listening you out from London. As I welcome you, please welcome others. Tonight is going to be a different time in our platform to lay some things to bear. As we promised yesterday that we're going to come online today to straighten up some issues bordering within IPOB and menace that have transpired for the last 24 months that our leader have been kidnapped and renditioned to the zoo. And tonight we're going to take a little bit of, backtrack a little bit on things that have transpired. But before then, I always say that anytime we come on air, we will reiterate. This is a specific message to the IPOB oath members, those that have sworn oath to restore Biafra, alongside those that have given up their lives, alongside with our leaders being languishing in DSS dungeon, solely because he believed in one thing, the oath he have sworn and the promise that Chukwuka have given him, that the heaven on earth shall be restored, which is Biafra in turn. Like our head of finance said yesterday, that some people are claiming that they're not under oath, but as long as you associate yourself with IPOB, once you sang that song with us, you automatically been initiated. That's number one. Number two, for those that are taking oath, it will be more catastrophic on you, because there's a burden, there's a duty care on you because you sworn an oath. It's like signing a contract. It's a generational lifetime contract that we all have signed. And those that opt out without no reason, the detrimental will be catastrophic. I bet every single one of you. Some of us are still running from one pastor to imam to praying about generational curse. What is about to unreach in our people will be unparalleled. So I will remind you this, that regardless what you think you are doing or you're confused, it is not excuse. Ignorance will never be excused in court of law, and that will not save you and your generation. The only thing that will save you, is to make sure that you are in line with the oath we have taken. In line with the oath we have taken. Just give me a minute. I think I'm getting a feedback. I don't think so. Can anyone hear me? I think everything is fine. Yeah. The microphone is back on. So I just got on the amp just turned off itself. So it will be very, very important that we all beckon on what we have sworn on oath today, and make sure we carry out our duty as well. Duty has been bestowed in every single one of us. There's no excuses. And tonight will be specifically on those that have masterminded the evil that have perpetrated in IPOB. From the onset, before Onyendu was rendition, all these things was orchestrated plan. You know, oftentimes you have people saying that they have, you know, when you hear these people talking about infiltrators, you ask them, who are these infiltrators? The infiltrators we have within is more severe than those that we don't know who they are. I do not believe in infiltrator. You know why? Because we know who we are. Unless you don't trust yourself. Because if you don't have enemy within, how would the enemy outside now penetrated inside IPOB? That is a fundamental question. And when you see them come and telling you about what has transpired, everything about Onyendu, all the informations, all the whatever the DSS has been held against our leader, they constantly passing message to DSS to make sure they hold on Onyendu. The faceless monk China Sanwo-Olu came on air. Now he's retreating about the national security. I'll be playing their voices in a very decisive manner tonight. So the purpose of this is to highlight and to show Biafrans, because over time the propaganda they have carried out now, they're under the meltdown and innuendos of these media worms. And let me say something to you. You know, the most dangerous thing that this Cabal did was initiating this individual on a second oath taking. They went and introduced a new oath taking. That is why I remember I did spoke to a couple of these individuals. I don't want to mention their name because they're quite irrelevant. When Mazi Zeji tried to fought that we were fighting as comrades. Some of them that we spoke to, every single one of them knows about what these people are about until all of them were initiated. Now to be the defender, now they're talking about the leadership. You ask which leadership are they talking about? Before I proceed, I want to go back to the main issue and what has brought IPOB to where we are today, because we must know. And who actually is the engineer of this whole issue. Over time, you know, there's a particular broadcast that we made that was bordered on the money that was siphoned in America, shared among themselves. As soon as Onyendu was rendition, Onyendu hammered about this particular fund before Onyendu was rendition. And but it's quite ironic that upon Onyendu's rendition, they swept into action. Now, what you've seen here, probably so many of us have seen it, but I promise that whenever I come on air, I will definitely bring this particular guidance principle up, because this is where everything started, including Nero Febu. You see, they were attacking Madam Nenyanya without no evidence. The guy that lived in Africa that we are supposed to travel to abroad, he ended up in Senegambia, he went back home. Now you see the guy is like a prisoner, he's been in house arrest. Because that guy sweat like a pig. I don't mention their name, but tonight I want to have fun though, to be fair with everybody, because we know that the enemies, I can't see how Bagohan Chono, as our leader always said. Whatever you sow is what you reap at the end of everything. So now, what I'm saying tonight to you is that everything that you see that is happening in IPOB today was not something. When they talk about infiltrator, they are the true infiltrator. Chike Doziem and his gang of criminals are the real infiltrator in IPOB, because whatever Madam Oyibo have done, Chike Doziem was aware from the onset. And we can go back. I'm going to play their voices at the end of this program, because this program must be significant for every IPOB member to listen very attentively. Now, this particular guidance principle was what was written. Ejiofor drafted this in the name that Onyendu instructed him to do so. But when Onyendu was rendition, 8 weeks to 9 weeks, Ejiofor could not go and see our leader in the SS dungeon. Ejiofor was sending some of Fulani's colleague, which is lawyers, and one of his mistress. Every message, that is where we start having issues about messages. Ejiofor was not man enough to confront Onyendu, because Ejiofor is indebted to the zoo. Ejiofor is a common criminal. Ejiofor is facing charges against defrauding somebody a client of his in Abuja, because he was a property lawyer before he was unfortunate to join IPOB. I said it in the last program, the second to the last program. Ejiofor house was a Thatcher house. Suddenly, Ejiofor, state managed for DSS to burn all the pan house they got in this village, and tagging it about him and Emeka Ofo. We are fighting each other. And this guy is talking about was literally the person that trained him in university to become a lawyer, which is denied publicly, to show you how, how ungrateful a man could be. Now, all these things happened, and they drafted this particular thing and sent them to Madam Oyibo, because Madam Oyibo, every of them was involved. I don't want to read all the thing, but I know that everybody have seen this, but this is the guidance principle of whatever. This is following guidance principle. We'll be giving the activities of IPOB until further notice. In quote, he said, until further notice, as directed by my client, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the supreme leader of indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB. Now, everything they were doing was bordered on finance, nothing else. Because I said it from onset. That is why the attack on Madam Nenyanya, spearheaded by the guy that could barely feed himself. Someone they were sending recharge card money. Someone could not help. His mates have traveled abroad and achieved something. He could not travel from, because I know he was in Gambia, he was in Senegal. Senegambia, and the only place he could have made his way is to Cape Verde. From there, he will be trying to, advance those that travel by road. He didn't go through Sahara Desert, but he couldn't make it. He claimed that he wanted to come back and fight for Biafra. And since all these things happening, why are you still back home? You have not made any move. A wimp we always remember a wimp. Wretched in mind, these individuals. Now, why I'm reading this, I'm going to read the two paragraphs tonight, because I want Biafrans to pay attention. Everything, our finance tonight, I'm letting you know, IPOB account around the globe has been attacked by the fraudsters. Some people don't know that some people that live under, attacking people's accounts, steal from them. Yeah, I said it before, Chike Doziem and Austin Abani, because these are Maz brothers. And they knew about, these people are people that specialize in fraudulent activities. Right? That some of them that are good people, I wouldn't put words in anybody's mouth. But I'm saying tonight that these people have brought what they are, because you must separate your private life and your official life into IPOB. Now they're using the guys that are doing fraud across the globe to attack IPOB account across the globe. A day will come, we'll do all this exposition here to Biafra to them to understand the magnitude of the evil that these people have brought within IPOB. Now, let me read this from A. He said, all ESN contribution, donation, fundraising, monthly maintenance, including but not limited to ESN money in the Italian account from IPOB worldwide account goes into the USA national account under US Finance Department appointed by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Underline that word. These people are under Madam Nnennianya. As far as finance is involved in IPOB, everybody fought. Some people are telling whatever the US say remains. The same thing happened in finance. Madam Anya is a member of the US. Even higher than Chike Doziem. Chike Doziem is just administrative. They gave him, to just pass messages. Nothing else. He has got no power. He has never been mentioned in our code of conduct. I'm going to read our code of conduct, a bit of it tonight. Because like I said, I'm going back on the genesis of what has transpired in IPOB. Now, it goes on to say that which is the IPOB worldwide ESN central account till further notice. Account is talking about, there was never account then, because that particular account they're talking about, the first ESN account, by then they have shut it off. Madam Oyibo would draw all the money in there, which we have the evidence. We have played here many times. We have the 27 pages document we have made available to Biafrans to read. This is the beginning of it. And it goes on further to say, every contribution, including but not limited to dues from IPOB North America Central Continental, goes directly into the same account, managed by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu appointed finance officers until further notice. You see the word until further notice is a passing degree. Anytime somebody say until further notice, because they knew what happened to Onyendu. The date that you see the date this was signed, and you see how they are passing Ejiofor passed decree, and Ejiofor never met Onyendu 101. Ejiofor took 9 good weeks, 2 months plus before he could see Onyendu 101 after Onyendu was rendition to Zoo. If Ejiofor said he signed Onyendu, let him publish his time to see our leader when Onyendu was rendition in 2021. That common criminal. Ejiofor. Now, this is what Ejiofor wrote this, not even Rita. But at the end of the day, they collaborated with some criminals in America now. They give her affidavits to go and sworn in and now open Umeh account. Because Chikerezen refused to give them the letterhead of IPOB. Then they didn't know the fate of Onyendu until it was clear to them. The signal was given. The same thing that happened in 2015, the same script, nothing changed. That's what I said to Madam yesterday. That's nothing changed. They are the same people. These were like underdogs. They were there then, sniffing around. Like Umeh said, they are incapable. You know they're capable. That's why he put them where he kept them. Chikerezen was European rep. Chinasa was still Middle East rep, which he couldn't do anything, couldn't savage. The records are there. Haven't done anything in IPO. Not even contributing funds. In Switzerland, they already have 6 zones. 6 zones in Switzerland where Chikerezen live. 6 zones is what they have in Switzerland. And they be seeing them shouting IPOB money, IPOB money. These are common wretched criminals. Now, and it goes on to say, B said the US 4 region will be supervised by Mazi Nnamdi Ejase and the IPOB US Central Regional Coordinator to ensure that all regional coordinators are in compliance till further notice. Everything is till further notice. Now, they now directing Madam Nnennianya, which is the head of finance. I want you to underline this because people did not know what transpired, but I want to bring you back on what transpired. Look at the C says, IPOB head of finance should limit her contact to the National Finance Department of each country. Now, they're shutting Madam Nnennianya off. That is why they never call her in a meeting. They take sweep on everything they do. Do you see where that happened? In London here, United Kingdom. Austin Abana, that nitwit, came here. First thing they started is with ESN. Oh, our want to go to school. They didn't see food to eat. Before now, they now went in a air wire. They started with a small lie, and they were hoodwinking some of all these wretched individuals. That you look at some of all these guys are seeking asylum. I never knew that we are calling ourselves all here Biafra hardcores. These are asylum seekers. I'm sorry. These are take it to bank. I George Umeh said it. 80% was asylum seekers. That's why they couldn't utter word. He saw a man breaching the oath he took. The oath he took. Austin Albani, who gave Austin Albani to override Madam Nenyanya? Austin Albani is just the European rep. He's nobody to compare to Madam Anya. But I want to prove to you tonight, because you know our people. When you say if you want to have something for a black man, put it in writing. I will still be talking till you guys will digest that word. Now, I want to tell you where they started sidelining Madam Nenyanya. Austin Albani will come here, or Chikerozem will go for. Chikerozem have the infantry to tell Sophia Kanu United Kingdom to move 10,000 pounds in our contribution we did here as ESM fund to Umeh the account that he come to the Biafra and say, stop paying money, even though he know that account was falsified signatory to be opened in the first place, which he could not give them the heading to do. But at the end of the day, because all of them agreed on one thing, he was playing double standard. The enemy at the gate. The vegetable was there acting like he didn't even know anything. Then Austin Albani, the nitwick was inside, then engineering everything, going all over the world. You know, try to even Finland. The national coordinator of Finland borrow somebody money to shift to somebody. The IPOB don't borrow money to individual. You don't care if you're a dead person. It must come through the IPOB chain of command. But the man took deep hand inside IPOB purse and gave somebody money to cheap goods. Is it IPOB? This is where all this whole thing started. But let me say something here. For some of you might be wondering why. They did all kind of things to deter Madam Nenyanya, but as Onyendu said that she's a woman of substance, she stands where she is, and we will stand with that. The true IPOB knows what our Onyendu's word become a decree, and nobody can change it. Doesn't matter who wrote it. Now, C says IPOB head of finance should limit her contact to the national finance department of each country. Then if she does that, who will be in charge? Does it make sense to you? And must not have a direct contact with any IPOB state, zone, and unit finance officer of any country. You know, I don't know if our people actually understanding where we are coming from. I want to, this was in the PDF, I want to put the second part of it, because I break it down so that I can be able to use it individually whenever I want. You know, so pardon me, I need to get the second batch of it. I have a lot of things uploaded on the system, so I wouldn't have all of them at the same time. But I beg your pardon, you know, for clarity's sake. It's quite amazing and appalling what these people did. And it's disheartening. Now, this said, account statement, spreadsheet, donor list, or any IPOB document must be given to IPOB Asset and Fund Recovering Officer. And who was that person? Nelly Ofebu. They claim Onyendu never for one day mentioned, I have not heard about this woman being mentioned in Biafra, because Onyendu made some appointment we don't question. There's emissaries all over the world that work directly with Onyendu. But people that were known in IPOB and their position is quite in open, because it cannot be pseudo and be handling a sensitive press in IPOB. If Onyendu choose so, we don't question our leader. But guess what? Now, do you see where they're sidelining Madam Nenyanya on C? On D says account, statement, spreadsheet, donors list, or any IPOB documents must be given to IPOB Assets and Funds Recovering Officer when demanded, or else the account will be audited and closed if there is misappropriate of IPOB fund. This is without Madam Nenyanya consent. All this was going on. And he said every fundraising activities must be approved by the IPOB Finance and Audit Department until further. Everything is until further notice. Until put that word, go and check. It's a decree. Now, F said, Lita O Eze Isi is deemed an authorized representative and has the authority to manage all finance operations, sign, execute documents and contract in the name of IPOB and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu without any further authorization by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. What does that tell you? So that is why today, whatever Onyendu said, they don't listen to it. The Onyendu's words is no longer valid. I want to reiterate again tonight that you don't need to look far-fetched where all these problems started. This is where the genesis of our problem was done on the 17th. This was done on the 19th July 2021. Couple days from now, it's going to be 2 years. This was done. So immediately Onyendu was rendition. They swept into action. They could not even wait. As soon as Onyendu was captured, they swept into action. So I don't want to dwell too much on this, but I wanted to read this tonight before I actually go back into the main issue. Now, like I said, tonight is for the media warm-up Bakaratingwom, and I have to be very, very fair with everybody. I will definitely deal with them tonight, because they require something to be reminded of. Like I said, because you fast checkers, show your real face. Some of them in Radio Biafra, we don't know who they are. And this is not the time we can tolerate anybody being pseudo or faceless in IPOB, parading themselves. These are a gang of criminals and very wretched individual. The one they call Jonathan, they say is the France national coordinator. Nobody know who he is. He will be in the Biafra shouting like a mad insane dog, but he can't put your face in. The people know who you are. The one they call him watching the same thing. These are bootlickers. You know what I mean? I don't know what these people want. If they want Biafra or they come here to do something else. Now, and another thing is this. I want to say something tonight because Chika Paul Edoziem, the veteran himself, and the gang of criminals hiding under the US Cabal has lured most of all these wretched individuals on social media into private oath-taking to defend their menaces. Now, it's very, very pathetic that all these men are adults and you allow yourself to be fooled after you have taken IPOB oath that someone else called you at the corner, say you must take oath to defend me, even though you know that the person is now gone against the oath all of you took together. So the alternative, it is a devil's alternative. Anywhere you go, you must be dead. Any power you want to turn, something must strike you. And they have started already. We must boomerang. It doesn't matter which part you go. It will come back to you. So my main target tonight is to highlight their meltdown and their innuendos within this period of time, because they're the real contributor of the issue IPOB is having. I don't need to mention their name. We'll be hearing their voices here. But before then, I want to listen to the brokers, the so-called slave child, the faceless monk that always come on Radio Biafra barking like a mad dog. The guy have run away. He's in Ghana now. We see some dream. After they killed our man in Aba, he came out and said he was going to revenge. He wasn't, because when a man is lying, sometimes he say things he forget when he's talk about them. I think people don't keep record. But the truth about the matter is that every single thing that have happened, we keep the records because we'll remind you when you have forgotten. I want to take a ride back to one of the broadcasts they did on the 11th of June. I want to listen to a couple of things there. Then I will proceed with other audios that I want to play tonight before I will comment on them. Stay tuned.
Or Media International.
To talk to our people who are being misinformed, to educate our people, to update our people, and in fact, you can call it a general briefing on the Biafran struggle, what is happening, the ones you don't see on social media, the ones you have not heard of. some things that don't happen in the public. What many of you don't know, that sometimes some mischievous people will just come up on social media and start creating those who are irrelevant. They have no plans. They have nothing to offer for the struggle than to scavenge for money, look for every little thing to steal from IPOB, raise papers, forge documents, to go to dupe Mazi Nnamdi Kanu.
You know what? Yeah, I want to take a little bit of. I'm not gonna be saying too much. Like when he started, he says a general briefing of what a Biafran struggle. You know, we know that the vegetable is on hiding. He can't speak, and his faceless. They have got no option. Is devil's alternative. Now, I just finished with Madam Oyibo and a Jofo forged document. Because it's what they do best. They will be the first people to be now try to target on people, which is they duly on blackmailing. That's their innuendo. So the issue made me to try to play this voice a little bit is that, you know, when someone is hiding, just like I'm talking now, fast checkers can look at my face. My facial expression will tell you if I'm lying or if I'm telling the truth. That is why it's imperative that when someone is speaking, you look at their eyes to see if they are lying or they're telling the truth. They're nowhere to be found. Who is anchoring the Radio Biafra, we don't see him. Who is talking, you don't see him. So he's in a comfort zone, maybe he's smoking in their hem there, drinking alcohol, whatever they are written, because what he's talking about is what he has written down. If he's watching teleproper, I'm talking jargon. The general briefing about Biafran struggle. And people that go to dupe Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You know, you listen to this, you ask yourself, how do we get here? How?
Inside the DSS custody, any little move they make is all about money. I have people to be carried away when they come across agent provocateurs. I don't want our people to be, you know, feel down when you come across infiltrators. I don't want you to have a weak heart. The only thing you can do for yourself and for this struggle, always rise up. Confront them head on. Do not give them any breathing space, because some of them are also inside IPOB. Some were taught to lie low, to collect informations from IPOB. Sometimes it might be a word you said somewhere, they will take it on and move on to another level. Even till today, there are still some leaking of information that still confirm there are still infiltrators inside IPOB. But IPOB will be waxing very strong, like we are doing today, irrespective of all the challenges. The moment Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was adopted, all we heard was dissolve IPOB, destroy the DOS, hand over ESN to the governors. You people cannot handle them. They have no money to feed them. This was all we heard. Let's take over this leadership. This was all we heard. Very few words, very few people were advising the leadership and most of the frontline principal officers in this movement to hold on.
The funny thing about this guy, his voice are not pleasant to me to be listening to. But to be fair, the reason why I'm reiterating and playing his voice is because he's the mouthpiece that speaks for the vegetable and the gang of criminals hiding under the DOS, which these are the dogs, and which IKECHUKWU is now the new leader of the Biafran community, if I'm not mistaken. That's the new name that I have taken. They have moved on, as they said. So his voice is not that, palatable for anyone to listen to, because it will be more, desirable if we can see this individual that is actually speaking, so you know how to respond to him. Because I will tell you one thing: every single thing this guy is saying here is what he's doing and what they have done. Regardless what, and every single word that come out of his mouth is what they have done and what they're about to do. I said it from months ago when we start going in depth on this guy. So I will still allow it for a couple of words before I want to dive into the real deal. But this was broadcast on the 11th, and when they talk about leadership, I don't know who is the leading who without Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because that is what they have done: confuse the few, gullible ones, box them in the corner, tell them there's leadership. So leadership without Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Are you not the one that employ Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, or Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the one that employed me? Now, in our code of conduct said it there. It's quite very simple in our code of conduct. This man is supposed to be already, when he be employed, they have violated the constitution that governed them. If you break your code of conduct, then he stood up being sacked. That is why they don't represent IPOB anymore, because across the globe, every IPOB member can take on with these individuals. Because at the end of the day, the code of conduct that guide and abide an IPOB, they have abused it. They have disobeyed Onyendu blatantly across board. So there is nothing anybody could tell you that make any sense. They want to listen from this man. Everything they do is they come out sometimes, he give you information of what they have done. So to be honest with you, there's no really much going on with this guy, because what he say, a repetition of himself. Over time, the guy will get intoxicated and come on Radio Biafra and continue ranting without making any sense whatsoever. Now, I will allow it for a couple minutes before I'll now go into the media, because he's part of he's the real agent of provocateur and media worms. Probably he's their lead gang, because the one they call Emeka Gift that lives in Abidjan, he's directly the one now forwarding him out since they fraudulently shut our account, that it was our international account in Germany, because the Emeka Gift was under salary, under IPOB. These are people that are claiming that they had calls, but they get paid from IPOB. They were putting under salary. Just like when IKECHUKWU said, Onyenu said, okay, because of what we do, we put on, I said, no. They won't refuse it because they are all wretched, hungry in mind. And that is why you see them when they are writing, they think they're writing from their mind. It's what they told them to come and say, that's what they're saying. They're not saying it because they're standing on the path of the truth or to defend the oath they have taken. Somebody have betrayed our leader. He saw it, he knew it, but he's still dancing around. Does it make sense to you? Of course not.
Only few people, many people, because the Nigerian government was inside IPOB, working with the infiltrators. They were right inside. All of them circled Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. All this contributed in all the challenges. I used to say it. Let me make it very clear. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have not witnessed. Yes, he's in detention. But Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have not witnessed this kind of confrontation from Nigerian government against the even when he was outside. In 2015, when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was also...
Can you imagine that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has not witnessed? Sometimes the guy will be talking, even the sound of the word that come out of his mouth, you don't even listen to it. That Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has not witnessed. I mean, does it make any sense? It doesn't. But in town, he's between our leader. Onyendu is sitting down in DSS dungeon. He's hiding. Nobody knows who this guy is. He wants to tell us what he have 2015. What did he do in 2015? Where were you in 2015, China? It's quite pathetic. The country you live don't contribute money in IPOB. The country you live have for one day never protested because you're an Arab man. Mohammed Abbas, they call you. Because, in last broadcast this guy did, I have his tongue when he called cartoon. The guy is a typical Alamajiri. People don't know. That guy is a typical Alamajiri. When he didn't know when that thing come out of his mouth, I've been in not. So when somebody that speak Arab properly talk, he goes back in. It's like when I change to cotton, I've lived in the United Kingdom. This guy is a typical Arab man. When he's talking about Asad Okobo, all his movement in Libya, probably Waga, he traveled with Waga because without that, how would he know? But it's quite pathetic, though. Tonight is for the media warm-up, and they are meltdown because, whatever you sow is what you reap. We will allow them to crucify themselves by themselves. It is not our duty. Our duty is to highlight what they have done. But he's a lot of stuff he said here. To be honest with you, that don't really make any sense. He's going to be taking a lot of my time. So I'm going to take this audio off. I'm bringing where they actually expose themselves by themselves, all the things they have done. They are blackmailing that have embarked upon. A time will come, they will turn that gun against themselves. And it's our duty to highlight it to Biafrans to see, because we've been hammering. The only thing we are saying is that if you want to come to equity, you must come with clean hand. There's nothing else we are saying here. So I will keep the faceless child away, and let's go to the one of the other spokesman again. Tonight is a quite dedicated night for them. So I want you to listen. And this mixed up with Igbo, so I will be translating this particular audio for clarity's sake as we go forward.
Media International.
Nke m abụrụkwa ka anyị bịakọ ọnụ ife nji atụpụtụrụ ụlọ ọnụ bụ n'ụlọ osi agwa m na ana m like irespond to ndị Anambra. So iticha by the end of iticha ịtọ n'aka nne gị because you are nwere be in a jail because onwere nwoke ya apụta nwaanyị nọ online everyday gwagodu m nwaanyị bara uru na-apụta na this struggle everyday ọpụta na-aka ọnụ gwa m nwaanyị gwagodu m nwaanyị ndị niile nọ n'isi na IPOB ọ na ha enweghị nwaanyị people na-efolo just to in fact ịpụta ụla kama ịmaghị ihe eme ike nga bụrụ ya nke a nkwukwo na nke a kwuru na mbodo ka mbodo gị ihe.
This guy is under influence of methamphetamine, which is in town. So he's talking, but he's laughing. But this is not a laughing issue. Because what he said, Mbodo mean, blackmailing somebody in Igbo language. He's laughing it off. This is what has happened. So many people have lost their life because of their lie against people. So many people have died under their propaganda. But he's sitting down there now, laughing it off, because now shredding his comrades, his cohorts, the partner in crimes are the people now is mentioning their name. I want you to be looking at the pictures and what the picture says, because he make reference to whoever he's talking about. Because these are so-called media worms. If I'm not mistaken. But what I want to highlight, he said Mbodo means blackmailing somebody. So you will embark on him blackmailing somebody and that person get killed and you laugh it off. Highlight that. Very important.
Just like only defending Mbodo na Maya Brown, Adama Brown, Mbodo Kamboli, Agwa Chineke no Mbodo Kamboli. Azuka autopilot. Onwe ndị Owendo men, when I told God, Nanka umbodo kambodo. Now, achọrọ m ikwu okwu gbasara Okechukwu. Okechukwu pụtara na platform Rapture Media because Rapture Media build our platform, build to hand the over to a fool. Even you say, Abram, and I'm not a fool because I want to insult him. Any non-IPOB say ni amaro na Okechukwu ono na Biafra franchise no make sense. He can't put sentence like he can't make a complete sentence without mistake. Okuyana like onare make full sentence you for the meaning. Oku katanko ahama agota iho nene even one woke make sense.
What I want to say, I know some people they don't understand Igbo, but the point that this guy is making here, this guy is backed up on revealing what they have done in a secret with the so-called media worms. He's mentioning their names here. He mentioned Okechukwu. For some of you who does not know who Okechukwu is, he's the one that lives in Germany that call himself the Biafran child. And the previously was talking about the one they so-called, her name was there. I don't really want to mention it, but I want to mention the name and what transpired. As he goes forward, I will translate when it's required. But I want to listen because I know they will know what is happening. It's for them, specifically.
Ona kakuko or call from Azu or Batana middle or Japa back. He can't understand him. So, Muniane Kuoku. Oh, you can get jelly, blackmail, and I can win. We're back on the election. Kamuno Okechukwu ball into a heated argument. Donye donkey on your chat, blue phone, joke. Oh, Gupuru, or the Go because all no man we hate moral no bido a lot of ndane kuoku moral or more you can go more hapta ono the bomb ne broadcast the leadership of IPOB in Abia.
Okay, like I said, he's actually saying what has happened. So-called media worms when they started all this whole blackmail. That's exactly what I said when I started because they went on and took a private oath. So he's one of the engineers. They're gingering them to come out and start causing mayhem and blackmailing people. Even though he have admitted here, he mentioned names of people that he blackmailed and said that he has asked God to forgive him. How ironic and idiotic this guy could be. Think he's a joke. He's admitting of committing a crime because blackmailing is in its own is a crime. People can sue you for that. But why we are putting this thing out here is for us sundry to understand the damage this individual has caused. And this is the people that so-called dogs are beckoned upon to blackmail people, which same this guy, faceless guy, have threatening people that are going to unleash all these lunatics after people. Wretched in mind. But it's not funny. It is not. It's laughing. But it's not funny. Because people have lost their life because of their blackmailing.
The leadership of IPOB na Biana Rapture since he disappointed him before he will disappoint me. So I will not give you that chance to disappoint me again. So maybe focus on your own. Don't call me your comrade. Period. I don't want to be your comrade. IPOB. People on IPOB. Because all the one put online. Now I'm a muntis ya afa China Sanworo. It was there today. It was some people talking about who gave the other people members. They were. Go and bring all the members you gave to them.
It's so important. like I said, he's talking about the one they called Paul Achala. You know, I need to talk about Paul Achebe. I need to specify this individual's name tonight for a reason. And that's the first and last time I will mention their name because it required. It's not a funny thing. This guy is not speaking Igbo, he's mixing it. You know what he was doing? He was playing games. Because you know a lot of people will not understand what he's saying and people will not take their time to analyze it. Now, he's talking about Achabe Paul. Achabe Paul actually blocked me from early stage when he started misbehaving. When we still thinking that this man were under Onyendu. I blocked me. Up to today, me and him are not friends in Facebook. Now, he's saying that who gave those people members? Meaning that they knew what they were doing. Because what they want to cause is to cause that destruction within IPOB. Destroy IPOB within. Now he's telling Paul Achebe to go and bring those back. Those people that they have given to whoever, they might call them autopilot and say they are disgruntled IPOB member. Because they cause all this, fuse within IPOB. Those cannot withstand the heat. Some of them are giving excuses. Like I said from the beginning, the oath will not spare you your generation. But the guy now is admitting here that they are the ones that orchestrated IPOB member to be under this disarray they are in today. Now he's telling Achebe to go and bring those IPOB member they have kicked out of IPOB for no reason. It's not funny. But it's good that this guy here is using his own mouth to say what he's saying. Now, I go back to Rapture Media. Rapture Media is not IPOB platform. Even when me and Mazi appeared there on a day, the first time I appeared in that particular platform, I made it abundantly clear that this platform, it is not IPOB platform. And IPOB never monetized her platform. Our first Facebook account was over 2 million, even though there were restrictions on it by Facebook. And after Mark Zuckerberg went to the zoo, I think in 2016, the guy came back and they deleted IPOB Radio Biafra official account, which our people protested in America, which Obi then went in Los Angeles. But Mark Zuckerberg paid a price because the satellite the guy was meant to launch before he went to Z, that's supposed to be earning him billions of dollars, that he went missing in orbit, just like Radio Biafra. The former carrier of Radio Biafra satellite in Israel, when they sold it to the zoo, he missed in the orbit. It can't mess with this hallowed platform. So, but now, the admitting of the crime. Now, this guy they call so-called IKECHUKWU and Biafra child, these are non-entities. I spoke to them a couple times with Mazi and they know nothing. And Rapture Media is streaming her platform through IPOB. I don't know why. And monetize. And the money does not come, that money don't come to IPOB. Up to today, I don't know what is behind it. But the guy said it after building the platform, they put that guy there because what they do, it's a monetized platform. They have to show up on a daily basis to make sure that particular page is streaming. As they stream, they're getting money. But that is what is confirming here, even including himself. But as time goes on, he's going to confirm his own as well. He said it from the beginning. His page is monetized. That he can wake up in the morning. He was telling the one they call a chalugo, the menopause idiot. They're envious of small girl that in the United Kingdom now is mad against that little girl that the Chinas are always send manhunt and she survived their manhunt and she can't take it. So let him finish.
Go and bring all the members given out there as a vampire. Onge. Ebe there's a given passes Umeh. My boy about the leadership. Because leadership nyelo order. And Iowa respected the leadership. Stopped.
Like I said, I'm mentioning their name tonight, just for tonight. Now he's talking about the ones called himself the bureaucratic, same Metusela Medizerek or whatever that moron name is. Which I'm gonna get his video, the same video that he did. He's mentioning their name, shredding them. But this guy is a bit dodgy. He was not speaking English. He was saying it in Igbo. That is how you know that these are evil people. He's on that particular one now when they bring this so-called religion thing in. These are confused individuals. They don't know their left from the right. But it's good as they are turning to themselves. But we need to show it off to understand. The reason why I'm doing this tonight is that they admitted they are the one that caused all the whole fuse within IPOB. He admitted to it. And we said this from day one. That is why I have never accused people being so-called autopilot. I said these are disgruntled IPOB members. Because if we are not strong, if we are not made with steel, probably we will be on the other side of our eye. But we're standing on that path that Onyendu have kept. There's no leadership with Mazi Nnamdi. It doesn't exist. Not in our dictionary. You know? Very, very important.
We stopped automatically. We stopped automatically. They were put now they never born anybody that can stop it. If himself no we firm he just join on Matthias says Isaac. Just the members Kelonia Bali the leadership. Kelonia Bali the leadership. Hear this religion and gave order that everybody should focus and stop that rubbish. Vampire
No.
We can't get 3K when they remain for people who go take it for line. Eh? But the remaining 12,000 when we take share remain yesterday. I'll give Mazi Madabushi 4,000 naira. I'll give Oaji 4,000 naira. Then I'll give Sister Chalugo 4,000 naira. That is 12,000 naira. So now can't wait. I can't use that remaining one till back. No, can't share that.
Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
Yes. Sorry, I needed to play this audio before I will allow these menopause animals to talk. Now I'm going to go back to her video because it's very, very important. Allow her to speak so I can comment on it. But as you can see, when I said that in IPOB, Onyendu never induced any of us. Like what we are doing today, we're working under the UK media. We're not getting paid. As IPOB, we contribute our quota to make sure things are in order. That's how IPOB was formed, and that is how it should be, and that's how it should remain. We are volunteer force. That is why you cannot defeat us, because you cannot buy us off. So let's go back and listen, because I wasn't paying attention, because my attention was not there. I wanted to listen to this before I allow this audio to play, please.
Alpha Power Media International.
And then I'm keep that na this girl so we na palace na be Mazi Nnamdi Kanu mgba ahụ. Kif na nwa abụrụ anụ taa. She no be today meet. Otego nwa ji wee nwale ihe do na ngada nweke. This girl we bido chobia. I later contacted one comrade. Nwe jube sia. Kedu ebe this girl no, because ana m afu all through that guy's war. Can see where matter this Kanu and this young lady committee in this struggle. A lot of people went down because of Chukunenye nature. You know, some of you don't.
Okay, now she's warning about young lady Chukunenye. Unfortunately, some of you might have seen her. She's not hiding. So I'm going to put her picture up here for a reason. On the other rumor, the young lady, she's in UK. She's in a safe haven. I will tell you to go, and you probably need to go and get a rope. But for this young lady, she escaped the manhunt of China Sanworu and a gang of criminals, because how we murdered so many of our people under blackmailing and killed them as well. The previous guy that was talking, that they said they are questioning her. A blackmailer is questioning somebody that is innocent. He admitted publicly that you are blackmailing people, that are asking God for forgiveness. Not that you are admitting and now committed a crime to hand over to police, because if people that have died under your blackmailing, you cannot just laugh it off. So this lady here can't sleep because of Chukune. Now, I will allow her because I'll be explaining what she said. Like I said, tonight is for them. Because we need to do extensive, and it's calling Kanu Takano about Chukune. And for all I know is that, not to explain, this is the first time Kanu Takano actually and Neche, I think Neche have seen Kanu Takano, recognize Kanu Takano, but for Kanu Takano to recognize Neche, this is in this particular gathering, it happened first time. And that's fact of life. For some of this idiot. And you are peddling lies you know nothing about. Because of 4,000 naira. Less than 10 pounds. Now listen to her.
IKECHUKWU Biafra. Our brothers na Kanu nta tụwara ime ma ọ bụ na obu nwa Kanu nta ma ọ bụ na ya na Kanu nta na agbọ ncha. That's not my business. My anger but the people go down because of nature and the Kanu nta. The young promising youths, Mazi Biafrans, as in extended to early grave. But my annoyance. Onwero ihe ọzọ. Owebo that na nature. IPOB na cover up na agba akwụna. Weji this struggle na that is name alụ. This girl galo fan kebo that na yana.
You know, in life is what you do. Assumption is the mother of all fuck up. What you assume about somebody, because you have, you know, you want to be like somebody, but you can't be like that person. You know, what he's saying about this young lady, just like what that guy said, and when they speak in Igbo, as if Biafra struggle is about Igbo. And they're talking it under IPOB. In IPOB, we speak central language. When he said, when Biafra is restored, every clan will be governed by their own language with the national anthem. But when you talk anything that brought in IPOB, you must speak a general language, universal language we understand now is English. Even if you can't speak proper English, speak the broken one. People now can gather it together. But you'll be speaking Igbo because you know you're lying. As you are talking to your fellow Igbo people. No, Biafra is not about Igbo. Biafra is a nation that comprises about 9 clans, if I'm not mistaken. So why would you be speaking one language that doesn't tantamount to anything? But because you're lying. You're calling Neche names. But exactly what you are is what you refer to. Neche is in UK. Comparing yourself with Neche, I don't know if you're dreaming. Or you still under 4,000 naira influence. Is that what is bothering you? But I will allow you to talk, because whatever you said about nature is oppositely what you have done and what you're doing. Because we've seen that young girl here, and like I said, Chinasa Sanwo, beginning of and end of Chinasa Sanwo and gang of criminal on had another DOS. When the time comes, them and the system will sort that out, not me. Anyway, let's listen.
Double lion na-eme. This young girl, when I handle such amount of money, when we this kind of mind na-ebugharị dollar, you put a little girl. And I know that now this girl, that's not with her help, because someone is way got a lot of our ESM boys. Not through nature. Nature they give out contact.
It is quite appalling. The same thing that is happening in IPOB, where we are living in diaspora, here is happening even in our. That's why when they tell you they are in charge of ESN, you laugh. Because all started when Chinasa Sanwo wanted to impose himself as the commander-in-chief. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, I can play the voice here. It is only one central command. None of these men want to take order from Chinasa Sanwo. Chinasa Sanwo does not know what happened. If you are handling some transaction, doesn't make you a commander-in-chief of IPOB, Biafra worldwide. That's where all this problem started. Double Lion, all these people that are mentioning them is people that fall apart with, people that have a blackmail. His anger, her anger is that Neche was handling money. And were you there about this money? It's what they told you. It is what they told you. We are not there. That is the innuendo. And your meltdown, you can't take it. You know, your heart is broken. How can that small girl? And now she's in safe heaven. As far as this we live in this world, England is one of the first safe heaven on earth. If you get here, you know your life at least 80% secured, unless it's nature have its course. Take it or leave it. That's fact of life. Whether you want to take it or I'm not gonna argue with you. But let's listen.
Atinde our formidable ESN. Nature esendelu nature ego nature. That's what is the emelu business. Esendelu nature ego nature nye ha contact of her. We total our Simon case we for that na nature nos in London. Eba haka this picture so now that neferally na social media na si web. Simon go the first person that posted it. When I saw that picture,
you know what she's saying here is that you know, when we went to the appellant, I went to the lower court of England on 22nd of our for the appeal. The appellant we did, which they didn't even know what it was standing for. I need to clarify this. I said it before, but the reason why I will probably do it again for a reason is because, like I said, I'm here to prove to Biafrans that these are mushrooms. And they don't require you to listen to these individuals. And they are the people that have caused Onyendu is still in DSS dungeon today. Because these individuals, Chike Doziem and his gang of criminals, created a parallel IPOB and in a vicious manner to destroy IPOB within which Nnamdi was suggested in 2017. And that is what they were carrying out. All the things and what he's saying, all these things is what they are doing, because even him passing message to DSS openly doesn't hide it anymore. But let's go back on this particular picture tweet issue. If you look at this picture here, this is the first picture that was tweeted by Mazi Kanu. Yeah, on that Thursday. Is it Thursday or Tuesday? Thursday at 17:17, which is 5:17 p.m. Biafran time and UK is the same time now because of we are still on the summertime. Now, I will put up the picture that Simon Ekpa tweeted. Simon Ekpa tweeted on 1805 for the same day. Now, that's no big deal there. Because they think everybody is petty like them. Simon Ekpa understands the magnitude of what happened in the United Kingdom, because such things have never happened anywhere in the world, across board. The only success we have recorded so far in Biafra agitation and struggle is being stream issue of Biafra about Onyendu on appellant court, on lower court of England on appeal, live on 22nd, and to be Onyendu case will be studied, will be referenced in this country. And God forbid if anything happened to Onyendu, they know what is going to happen. They don't understand what that means. But now she's here lying that Simon was the first person that tweeted it. They don't know that the world, there is a reality in life. Other than when they buy you 1 gallon of petrol and give you 4,000 to come on air and buy you 20 naira, 200 MB data and sweating like a pig and talking rubbish. We will censor it when there is time. And that's what I'm doing tonight. You know, because anything we say, we have evidence to back them up. Let him continue.
Yesterday, my heart was broken. Because all the very short, I saw her sometime last 2 years, Barrister Ifeanyi opened his new mansion. I was there. He invited me. I went there.
The engineer himself, because Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor is actually the one sorting all these people out in the Biafra land. She just said that she saw nature for her first time in her life in Ejiofor's opening his mansion. I said it on the beginning of this program. How did Ejiofor build that mansion? Where did the money come from? Did you ask? Did you ask that question? But her anger was because she saw nature. Nature should come and bow to her because she says she's a chalugo, a menopause drenched monk. And the young girl did not even pay attention that he existed. And that is your anger. This is what we're talking about. Take the personal issue away and focus on reality. You are not underscore the same girl. What this girl have contributed in this struggle, you will never come near it. Your generation will not come near it. Your comrade just told you you're putting your face. After you shout, you still remain in your mother's house, your father's house. Nagano. Your dad, they will convert you, start giving birth in your parents' house. Because you know you're under menopause already. And you are jealous of a little girl that escaped manhunt. Death. You know, it is quite pathetic. But let's listen to your meltdown. Because all of you are under meltdown. Trust me.
I saw her, she was feeling too big. I did not even look at her. For always feeling too big. To stand up and greet me as a chalugombu, this girl ignored me. Okwechiri, Onodebono. So when welcomes in at the stage, this girl Onodebono weputisi, come on, Gabia Kenemu, Okwechiri dear.
Anyway, for those who does not understand Igbo, she's just having a personal meltdown, you know, anger and furiousness of nature, not paying attention to her when they met in a geoforce, sudden mansion built without giving accountability where the money come from. The money that Zoo paid him to make sure Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was an extraordinary rendition and they kept incommunicado in DSS dungeon. Anyway, like I said, they're on the meltdown, you know, and the funny thing is that they're all speaking Igbo, but she has got nothing to offer. The beginning of the drug addict in South Africa, he was making references to her. She is the only female in this struggle that comes out every day and be ranting. The one that lives in Italy, that they just gave 5 years, that was with Madame Oyibo and Nelly Ofebu. They have track record. You know, there's something she said here, which I can show you. She said you could see him call as Koso Kolomote Biafra. I said, to be granted asylum as an IPOB member, it means you have paid your dues in the struggle. No be everybody, they get more. Now, it is about what they get from IPOB. These are wretched individuals. They have got nothing to offer. Tonight is for the media warm apakarating warm. We are highlighting the interest and the fuse and the menace they have caused within IPOB. And they have murdered so many souls because of their propaganda. They are the real agent of provocateurs. Their propagandists have caused so many lives within IPOB. And that is why we are here tonight, to lay things to bear. So I will move on to the same guy again, that on this appeal court, on their meltdown on this young lady. We don't want to go back because there's so many to talk about, but and we've been there before.
Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
Of Nneanya, the head of finance of IPOB, on this picture. Kanu as well. And a suspect, Solomon as well, is there. But I just want to capitalize on Nneanya, the head of finance of IPOB, and a girl who was accused of helping the late criminal.
You know, the fundamental question here is, was accused by who? This moron on his first video admitted that he was blackmailing people. I think he called Onyendu's secretary's mother's name and mentioned Azoka, the one he called autopilot, that he have lied against them. He admitted that whatever he said is what they told him. And he said whenever they are telling him something you shouldn't make public, they should come and tell him, because the guy is under influence at 24/7. He said it was accused. Accused by who? By who? By the killers themselves. China Sanwo is accusing Neche that escaped their manhunt. It's quite ironic, wasn't it?
Double lion name Neche, that what she was accused of is true, because myself, I'm not very sure. But the thing is, she is accused personally to the people that accused her. And the investigation is still going on. But look at her by the side of the head of finance of IPOB, just because she wants to score cheap goal.
Listen to the idiot. This moron that Madam Nyanya want to score a cheap goal against IPOB. He asked this idiot. Ask this. I don't even know the name. This compound fool. Did he understand why these men and women were standing and where they were standing? He don't. The case was streamed live, it's still on YouTube. Probably cannot grasp one word on what they were saying there. But if he could not, my brother, ask somebody to translate it to you. With all due respect. That young lady traveled miles to come to London to attend that particular court. You are sitting down in your own comfort zone after being intoxicated with methamphetamine and be ranting rubbish like a mad dog. You accepted you blackmail people. You think it's funny for blackmailing people? You think it's a joke, something we laugh off? Blackmail is a crime, you idiot. Anyway, let's continue.
Just because the head of finance of IPOB want to get back to our indigenous people of Biafra, to prove to them that they are nobody. Surprise.
Madam Nyanya is not getting back of indigenous people of Biafra because we are there. That case was against Biafra, against United Kingdom, for your information. When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu case is, everywhere Onyendu's been trying Biafra, 70 million Biafrans was what we are representing on that very 22. This day will never go away in history of this struggle. This is the day we lay the foundation against those that have gone against us because our problem is here. For that particular appeal to be allowed and streamed worldwide because people saw what happened. And this animal did not even understand the concept on what that particular transpired that day. You want to have viewers because you monetize your platform. But let me say something to you. Madam Nyanya and all of us who left what we are doing. Solomon missed his flight. He went and bought a ticket in train that same day. The ticket he went back with to Manchester was about £180. £180 going back after he missed his flight. Let me use Solomon for just for a case study. He was coming to London because he lived in Manchester. He missed his flight. This is life. If that money was not coming from IPOB, all of us use our own personal resource, including Neche you're talking about. Neche came with her own personal resource because it was necessity to all of us to be there. Very, very important that you clowns, Madam Nene just proved to you guys, he proved to Biafrans that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be represented anywhere because you guys attacked IPOB finance through the memo Ejiofor race that to kill IPOB, you people drove IPOB, poisoned their hearts so that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will not have anybody to help him. Like when you said, I will be the one to disappoint you, you'll be the one to disappoint me. Exactly his word. Another prophecy have fulfilled himself. And you sitting in your own comfort zone after smoking enough methamphetamine to be gushing out rubbish, and you accepted that somebody should sue your ass because you have is an audio. Like I said, many of you don't know what you are in. We'll keep your record for you when a proper time comes. You're laughing, but it's not laughing matter. Let's listen to him. They're all mailed down. I said they're mailed down. Madam Nene is getting back indigenous people of Biafra. Whereas indigenous people of Biafra was against United Kingdom in their three arms of government because we are actually appealing against the ruling, against the Secretary of State. The judge that sit on that case didn't do what he's supposed to do. He didn't understand it. They didn't know what was going on. They don't. Very, very, very pathetic.
The person that shared this very picture is considered the greatest enemy of our movement, by name Simon Ekpa.
Like I said, you know, they have a trend because they have limited information. And another thing is that because they are retards, they don't do research. And they've forgotten we are living in a very straightforward world now, that whatever you do, there's a time and date on it. That you can, or even the picture you took, if they want to investigate, they know when that picture was taken. I have just showed it before, because that is where the previous menopause lady was talking about. Simon Ekpa was the first person that shared the picture. Now, Simon Ekpa understands the magnitude of what has transpired in the United Kingdom. It is not grudge. It is consigned Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is why it doesn't matter what enemy you have, but when it concerns Onyendu, you should be the primary concern for every IPOB member. They didn't know what was going on in UK. You will see them tomorrow, they're protesting. Ask them, what are you protesting for? You've got an opportunity in United Kingdom to appeal against Secretary of State of not being misjudged by a particular judge, now being questioned. You see, 3 high judge was sitting in that court. This is not a child's play. And he saw our defendant, how marvelous they are, the work they have done. It is not the money you people gathered in the United Kingdom here. You guys came here. The issue we have in the United Kingdom, our national coordinator said there will not be any illegal fundraising in UK. They want to come here to override us, and we said no to that. Because we know the structure Onyendu have put in place. You guys said you have lobby, illegal lobby fundraise or whatever you guys call it. What was money for? You know what it is to appeal here. And you see the firm that representing IPOB, and you can see their work. Just like Zekome, the award-winning fraudulent barrister Sam, that was collecting award from the back, conflict of interest, and representing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu on the other hand of it. Because cross-section will come at the end of every case. And the judge will give you opportunity to cross-check, cross-examine. Because in our case, the judge made it open that he wants our defendant to be the last to cross-examine the defendant of the Secretary of State. We were in the courts. This is not hearsay. We were there. And at the end of the day, the one question they asked that man, he couldn't provide the evidence. Run around the whole place. And the judges saw it. It's there for you to go and watch. They cannot get away with it. It concerns Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That's why Simon Ekpa tweeted it. Simon Ekpa in turn might be smarter than you guys 10 times, and that's why the guy took the advantage, because he knows that all of you are clowns. To be fair, I have not listened to him for one day. Onyendu have given a standard order not speak about Simon Ekpa. He's talking about Biafra. Good luck to him and whoever. You guys drove to him because he accepted it here. You said with your own mouth, you guys drove those people away to them. And what do you expect? Are you going to blame the same people tomorrow? Why you orchestrated those plans? But the fact is that what transpired in the United Kingdom, until you guys die and come again, you will not understand what happened here. But generation of Biafra will remember on 22nd of July, 2023. Very, very important. That is why you must give respect to whom is due to. Mazi Kanu and Madam Nene and the whole of those teams that stand firmly to make sure that they've been counted is what you must remember. Let's listen to him. It's very important.
In the pouch, somewhere in Afaloku Ibe. Instead of nature to make herself available for questioning, she now hide under Neneanya, Karunta, Solomon, and even Simon Ekpa. I remember when I questioned this court these people are going to in United Kingdom is for what? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not in UK. These people have spent.
Imagine for God's sake, for hypothetically, this guy just, yeah, even any zoo Alamajiri listening to this guy, the person will be disappointed. Do you know the submission? He said, he does not understand why we are what they are doing. The court they're going to United Kingdom. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not in United Kingdom. And the money they're spending. I wouldn't explain. Like I've already highlighted it, but all this is what I want you to know. How can this guy forever in his life talk about IPOB? Well, he didn't understand the magnitude and importance of what has happened in United Kingdom. Not even their so-called docs couldn't even explain to them because none of them have a clue what it was all about. I remember Chinasa Nworu mocking Bisman. He wrote one funny name about them. I hope you watch it live. How vibrant they are against our opponent, which is the Secretary of State involved in the three arms of government to United Kingdom. It is not a child's play. And you don't know what it means. You're talking about the money. The money we are paying. The money we are paying in the zoo. Ozekoma has gone on to 6 figures in dollars. 6 figures with a Ejiofor. A Ejiofor built mansion overnight. Where did he get the money from? From IPOB. Because Ejiofor has been undermining IPOB for day one. Because all the job Ejiofor has done is about bribing. They know that's how the system works, but you guys have blocked the money from our leader. Onyedu is paying for his food in the SS dungeon. He blocked all the places where IPO is getting fund. So how do you expect Mazi Nnamdi to survive in prison? You see you people, the thunder will strike you guys. He's still pressing up. He didn't understand what the court in United Kingdom is all about. And he opened your gut to talk about that. You're an IPOB member. How demented and what was one gonna use for this guy? Because he's blow my mind. Even Aramaji cannot utter this word. Do you know what happened in this country? That we suing the Secretary of State of United Kingdom, Foreign Affairs, Development. Do you know that, you moron? Do you understand what that means? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the citizen of the United Kingdom. First, he traveled on a British passport. He's a Biafran. Moron.
Thousands of pounds.
Hello, guys. I'm here with Alhaji himself. You see?
The reason why I joined this picture together is these individuals here, because they're all in the same line. There's no different from these people you've seen here with this guy that I've just spoken. They're in the same line. And like this kind of people, they are working with Chike. All these people, I won't lie to you. But everything is centered. If you want to become rich, if you want to be famous, mention Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's name. We know how this guy ended up back in the zoo. I remember when he was shouting. He was still in Turkey. I said Okubo is a distraction. I said it before. People are saying, no, he's abusing Igbo people. Igbo people, if you need a dignity, you should have known how to act. Whatever he said is not my problem. Like I said Okubo is not our issue. Because they are working with the Cabal within GateKeepers and Chinasa Nworu. All these people, faceless idiots, all of them are in it together. Because they're doing more harm than Mazi Okubo to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB, which they have admitted. That's why we're taking time tonight to write it. Probably this program will end like another 25 minutes. Because I wanted to make sure that I get to what I want to get to. It's not something I'm going to do on a daily basis. But tonight I have this opportunity, I will do it. So I just want to see what they are saying for clarity's sake.
Straight from the villa. It's well with all of us. It's well for men of goodwill. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
What they are doing is due process. It's okay.
He said they are from Villa. From Villa. It's a state managed distraction. Nothing else. Tinubu himself, we have his record. We have not swept into issue yet, but we're still observing. But just like when I said Okubo went on sitting on the coat of Ama making reference of NSAS, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, what all this will tell you, what you must take home. What Asare Dokubo said on that day, sitting on that particular, he's non-state actor. He couldn't be allowed to be there. That's what the state manage. He never uttered a word what is going in Biafra land. He's saying about NSAS that has got nothing to do with Mazi Nnamdi and IPOB. Tells you all you need to know. But I don't want to go into that now. Now listen to this clown here. Listen to this. This is one of the things we are talking about. And this is the guy he was referring to. The so-called Burumri guy in South Africa. Because it's quite funny. But listen to him.
Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must take decision from the leadership. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must tell them.
He said Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must take decision from the leadership. This is when you know that there's so many delusional people out there. I asked this guy, who are these people Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have to take decision from? Them and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who appointed who? You know, this is the effect of double standard and double oath taking. The effect of it, which the only position they are standing now is devil's alternative. Anywhere they go, death must be their prize. That is why you see them shouting the way they're shouting. Because they have made them to sworn an oath that they will defend them. And Rapture Media is streaming through Radio Biafra. So they are making changes, not like that they're making millions. They're making, Facebook is not like, Facebook was still lucrative. People won't work. We that live in like UK here will have more upper hand because our account will be easy for you to make money through it. I don't want to make money with IPOB. To be fair, I've been approached even at work. People tell me, George, your lifestyle, you just go on YouTube. But why would I do that? I don't want to be seen that way. That's why all I do is only IPOB. I don't want something else because already I'm involved. I'm involved in this. I'm not going back. No. Onyendu could have been an orator and make a lot of billions of dollars without even stressing his families. Now I was sworn an oath, so I will find a way, even if I have to clean house to feed myself. Fair enough, I will do it. That's what I did to ends meet. Once he feeds me, I don't care. So there's one particular one that just came out, and the Dracula teeth in Austria. They just started traveling. See, when you know people that have not seen anything, when a man travel in a country on this end time we are, I see them streaming themselves on IPOB affairs, showing them they went to abroad in this modern world. Country we travel like 15 years ago. 15 years ago. To be fair. Literally live there. All these countries. Let's listen to him. Tonight is their night.
Biafra Power Media International.
As who? No, who? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu single-handedly cannot even sack Ozokome. I'm telling you the reality. Some of you didn't know. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu on his own hand cannot sack Ozokome unless Mojasim operates under his family.
I know people are listening to this Dracula teeth, if I'm not mistaken. One thing about this guy, yeah? I remember Mazi Zeji, my senior comrade, when this guy and German Joy had issue, this is when they were finding, this guy know that Chike Doziem and his gang of criminals. He have said it in my ears, this idiot is seen here talking. This animal is seen here. This bumfool is seen here. I don't know where this guy come from. But I remember I've seen this guy back in the day when he was against Onyendu. You see where he's ranting. There was one time I schooled on safe Facebook. I see this guy, I think it was in his village, ranting back in the days. If I'm not mistaken. And those that live in Austria said this guy was out against our leader. That's why I'm saying all these people go and check their record. They have gone against Onyendu and IPOB in the past. And once you're a convict, yeah, that is why a place like America, once you commit a crime, they don't give you second chance. A second chance is only in the hand of God. So this one that said they went to autopilot and come back, all these are worse than anything you can see. They stay in the IPOB. That's why they brought them in and now they give them oath to be defending them. They're not here for IPOB no longer. This guy is saying that Onyendu single-handedly will not sackle Ozekome. Because now they are portraying themselves based on the guiding principle that Onyendu has no power. But forgetting that IPOB have a standard document. You can send these people to prison in any country you are if you have issue with them. All you need to pull. I want to tell Biafrans, Chike Doziem, in any country you reside, these criminals come around you. Your power you have is the code of conduct and that official letter that come from Nnamdi. And we have our barrister, special counsel as well. When issue requires, the others will come from our leader. There's no two ways about it. They don't represent Onyendu. Ejiofor and Ezekome are sacked from. They want to represent themselves because they have to keep on talking about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Without that, those people will not feed. Ezekome collected award from same dead Buhari, and he's telling you that he's not that kind of a lawyer that likes to disgrace his opponent. In this world we are living, and he get paid from IPOB, 6 figure in dollars. Anyway, let's continue. I want to listen to him because he said that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu cannot sack Ezekome single-handedly. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not a family business. They have paid the price. Though. I don't know who your families are. Nobody know who you are till tomorrow morning. You live in Austria. No disrespect. I've been in Austria. I could not sleep. I'm telling you. I have been in Austria once. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't. I think I went from, I think it was Holland or Germany. I can't remember. But I could not sleep. The next morning, I bought I tell the guys I went to, I said, oh, but I'm going. That was it. Some of us will have choice. We didn't just live and say, get to one country and seek a draw. I never. Sorry. But that's fact. Go and ask. They will tell you. No. Countries you are traveling today because you probably just obtained your passport. We have gone there with our homeland passport. Because we can afford it. Toy the world. That's the advantage we had over all of you guys. I will allow you to still rant.
Yeah, but I'm going to come and begin to raise them. All going to function under the IPOB. Some of you now told you go. Some people are, all these things people are doing is.
Do you know one thing about these people? When they want to talk all this nonsense, they don't speak English so people can hear them properly. It's not threatening our leader. But when they do, they switch. Like I'm not gonna be. I can't speak Igbo unless if I want to send it and I have to translate somebody to hear it. You know, a lot of people are scared of talking. Talking what? Even if Chemofo acknowledge this, is either you're in IPOB or outside IPOB yapping. That's the code of conduct is signing the day you took out in IPOB. It does not matter how you feel about it. That's not if but about it. It still remains a standard central command in IPOB. The code of conduct of IPOB, which I will read some part of it tonight before I close this program. There's a paragraph I'm going to read before I close this program in IPOB to remind you guys, when you claim leadership, there is no leadership without Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Every single one of these idiots that is signing under the US today, all these criminals, Onyendu gave them opportunity of a lifetime, which they have already, they're quite irrelevant. Yeah? German Joy, this idiot is seen here. If it was not me, German Joy could have useless idiot. The same way he was talking. When they have issue with Obuefi, German Joy recorded his voice. I was the one. I thank God SH is here. SH can confirm. We were in a conference call. The guy was shitting on his pants. This idiot is seen here. About his comment he made against Chikedozium. And I told him, I said, call German Joy back. And ask German Joy. And he went to record German Joy voice. When German Joy said, oh, it was mistake. And he went to use it and do program. This idiot is seen here. These are wimps. They have got no dignity in them. They have got no dignity in them. These are wretched in mind. You see him coming out every time you see him in his car. You know, these are people that are very wretched in mind. You showing off? Who is showing off? What have you seen? You live in Austria. There's nothing in Austria. To be honest with you, I want to live there. Now, free. I don't want. No disrespect. I'm not saying people that's where you want to live. So be. Have your family there, but respect others. I know what I'm talking about though.
Maybe only team I saw because of Osokam and Ejiofor did not allow the doctor. If not, the doctor would have revived them. We have revived our leader. Can you see what is going on now?
You know, they are witching onion to death. But your generation, you know, some of your comrades, some of your cohorts are dying now. I'm going to play their voice and mention them. Like I said, I'm going to take my time with you guys tonight, you know. And I'm going to be replaying this particular broadcast. You're going to get sick of it. Yeah? Now, Onyendu, nothing's going to happen to Onyendu. Is your mother and your father and generation will die, not Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I will tell you that. Yeah? You will revive your mother and your generation, not Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. For opening your gutter to say that.
This is not what we're after. You can't have a lead council and you want to involve a doctor to go and check the health of your leader. You don't want to follow you don't respect.
You know one thing about these people, I don't know what they are on. The same person that say Mazi Nnamdi Kanu cannot single-handedly sack Ozekome. Ozekome employed himself. Now he's saying he have a lead council. Contradicting themselves because they want to remain relevant. Under the influence of double O taking. Under devil's advocate. Because either way, they are going to die miserably.
The authority. You don't have to, can't you carry the man along? Even if is your responsibility. You must make sure you carry him along. That is what we are suffering in this struggle. Chain of command. Everybody wants to come out.
They hear him, carry him along. When you don't take order from your boss any longer. Who is going to carry you along? Moron. You same person who are talking against Chikedozie. Mazi's age is here. All of you, we are speaking ill against this Chikedozie. Even you guys were the first people that start talking about Chikedozie. Mazi's age is in, I think he's in this program. He's watching. We don't lie against people. The day you guys heard meeting, you look at Mazi's program, you did it the previous day when you mentioned your name, and went to so-called methamphetamine, the Mburu Miliga in South Africa. That Mazi's age was holding letter of United Kingdom. That is why we have not done tax return. And you come there that day and know that you are lower than a wild beast. Because I thought you will have anything upstairs. If he's shouting with this your Draculity, somebody will think there's something upstairs. Nothing there. Because if we want to live life on social media, why do I need it for? I've been there, done there, got going. But God in heaven will be everybody witness whatever you open your mouth and say. And like I said, this particular oath on IPOB, whether you took oath in IPOB or not, like Madam Maya said, I agree with Maya verbatim yesterday. As long as you are pathetic with what we are doing, you automatically be initiated. And that's when the exodus of this oath will emerge, the world will marvel. You know what we are suffering today? Is some of us that they tell you whenever you go, they say you have a generational curse. It's some of our forefathers that betrayed their comrades during the Biafra war. They're still paying the price, and this one will be catastrophic. I said it over time. Let's go. Tonight is for Apokala Tingwom, so bear with me.
And do their own. Kanu is just an ordinary member, but you want to be a leader. You want to come out and announce to many of you that I'm the one in charge of lawyers.
You know, there's one ironic thing in life. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was like low life, or if he was, some of us would not be involved. If Onyendu wants his family members to be in a position, it could have been a long time. And don't forget that Mazi Kanu and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu lived here in UK together when Radio Biafra was formed, even when they went bankruptcy. I want to let you guys understand that Kanu was resident here in UK, working here in UK. When that particular Radio Biafra went bankruptcy, it was Kanu and Onyendu was sorting it out, which you must have confirmed. Onyendu slept in his car in Tesco's. It's a history. And he have the infantry to question. Now, who is in charge of legal team? When the case in the Kenya today, do you know what is happening in Kenya? How did the Onyendu passport was retrieved to Kanu? Do you know? You don't know. How do we establish the case of Kenya? Do you know? You don't know. How did we establish case in United Kingdom? Do you know? You didn't know. The suit of the Obibo massacre in The Hague. How did this happen? Do you know? You don't know. Kanu doesn't. If Kanu want power or to lead IPOB, he could have done and does. Which Chinasa suggested? Go and ask the faceless idiot. He suggested Kanu to become the leader of indigenous people of Biafra. That is where the problem. Because when all the hell get loose, when they suggested Simon Ekpa to become a leader, but they knew that Simon was not under oath. But why did you allow Simon? Why do you allow him to be held in meeting concerning IPOB? And he was one admitting that meeting. And guess what? The double standard himself, Ejiofor, was the man that came and gave him message, said that Onyendu said, take over the Biafra. And went back and tell Chikedozem that Onyendu said, give him slot. So why didn't you take that message to Chikedozem if you have respect for the so-called leadership? Do you see how these people cannot remember what they said in the past? If Ejiofor actually have any value on them, which details they said if he knew that he could use that power of attorney, he couldn't have gone to Chikedozem, they would buy Chikedozem, because Chikedozem is a wimp, Chikedozem is a vegetable. But at the end of the day, they needed him because they wanted to make it more official, because our people are like chips, whatever the US said. But who said it? It's Mazi that put them in position. Have you thought about that? Let's listen to this clown. Then I got one or two couple voices to play. Then I will close the program.
Forgot that the money he's using is being contributed by IPOB.
We will contribute that money. Let your mother and your father, and including your kids in the wife you have in Austria, let all of them die. Come and switch to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Firstly, if your mother and father are still and are not alive, let your senior brother and your younger ones die first. Yeah? Then, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu cousin die in Afalikwibek. Jack died there, other our comrades die. Now, if it's about money, bring your own father, your mother, including your kids you give birth to. Let all of them die, will contribute money. Can you listen when people talk? Can you listen to when people talk? Which money? How much have you contributed in the IPOB? Tell this animal to make him make available his receipt that he's been paying with IPOB since he joined IPOB. I will put mine on Facebook. Let him pull the receipt he paid. I want him to see the date of his defense fund. Let me know if he's an IPOB member. Who signed it? Because people think we are here for joke. I don't battle word with animals. But this message will reach to him. This Dracula teeth. Tell George Umeh, he mentioned my name. I will see where he mentioned my name first. But he talk about money in IPOB. How much have he contributed in IPOB? He live in Austria. He take train to go to Germany anytime they have protests. Why didn't you come to London when they say they're having state manager 1 million march? Wretched idiots.
Me and all una brother, no una case. Una be sentiment. Like I said, some of you want us to begin to attack our leader, which we cannot, because if you begin to check it in a careless manner, I give the struggle.
Can you listen to his English careless manner? That's what I just mentioned. Including Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's parents. So, demented idiot.
Okay, since you want us to go in that direction, we saw una brother. What often they want because of him? What often that brother on a compound? Sunday she go free. Say people are finished. So it's very, very crystal clear. The message is very simple. George Umeh, I'm only one lawyer. I just want to call the ones I have them in my brain. Come call her off so that lawyer. File work for lawyer. This is what I said. If anything to happen to our leader, George Umeh, is a Jimado. Nkuna bosu no ezumezu. Lawyer Jimako. Kanu Takan, in fact, all the family will go down. every family, except the wife and the children. Every other person, my sister, my grandmother, I got to you people.
You know, there are certain things there's certain things in life you don't respond to, but the reason why I allow this to play is that I want Biafrans to listen. It's concerned Onion. It's not about him mentioning my name, because my own is like I'm not gonna be exchanging word with a riffraff. You know, in our adage, you say somebody you don't know, you might look at him like I don't know how to say it in English. Sometimes when you do use this word, but because our adage is quite deep, but talk is cheap. You know, but I will tell this young man, guide your words. You know, in life, just like what Wazwike said, when a man wants to kill somebody, anybody that can kill will never open his mouth and tell you will kill. Anybody that will kill, anybody that capable of killing will never open his mouth and say I will kill. You know why? Because it's silent. It's more powerful than noisemakers. Dracula teeth, do your worst. I won't reply you based on what you said or mentioning my name. And Kanu, you're going to kill our family. Be my guest. Fuse that light. Then the hell will let loose. But I just want Biafrans to listen. These are the people you people are calling IPOB. I don't know where these people come from. I don't know where these individuals come from. I don't know how they managed to be in IPOB. But you know what? We expected this to happen. Onyendu say if it's not because of Chukwuka, that he will never speak to any one of us. Now, there's something I want to say tonight, because devil's advocate, devil's alternative that I said earlier. You see those people that have mentioned and mocked and blackmailed people, they will go down one after another. Remember what I said. You see that guy that is in South Africa? Some of you don't know that the guy was doing open confession. You see that previous video that I played? He was speaking in Igbo, but probably he has went somewhere. They told him go and do open confession. He was mentioning names. The guy was indirectly doing open confession of what he has done. Those he have blackmailed, and he was laughing it off, including Mazi. They mentioned Mazi's name, that he was one holding the letter in United Kingdom. All these things are blackmail, and where are they today? The one they call Austrian man has died miserably, and we're rotting in hell. I saw someone use his Facebook tweet handle right now about talking Biafra, and I told them, all these people that is saying this here, they're all hypocrites, because they knew. Austrian man, somebody said that his sickness predicted him joining IPOB, so he joined IPOB. He wasn't even IPOB before Nyendu was apprehended, was rendition. So these are the agent of provocateur abroad. The guy have over 100 accounts. He live in Togo, or he live in Congo, or wherever he live, all the sub-Saharan Africa, very wretched and hungry in mind. They're now embarked upon calling people across the globe. These people have killed so many Biafrans to extract information from them, especially Chinyere Sanwo-Olu. In Biafra land, when Chinyere Sanwo-Olu wanted to claim himself the commander-in-chief that he's not, Chinyere Sanwo-Olu wasted a lot of our men on the ground, which record is there on a due time. So what I'm saying to you tonight is that anything you sow, you reap. I went through them one line by line to just highlight to Biafrans what and how we get to where we are today. And this time is time of pondering and reflection to the real IPOB member. You need to start coming back home. As Madam Anya will continue to give us updates, and Onyendu will continue to give us update as well. This man does not represent Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Chike does not represent Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They hijack Radio Biafra. Radio Biafra is our mouthpiece where we worship. We cannot worship them anymore. That is why now Alpha Power Media is standing in the gap, unless alternatively. But as it stands today, UK is standing in that of gap. And Radio Biafra established here in United Kingdom. Alpha Power is here in United Kingdom. Nobody can take that away. And we are here until Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is released and beyond. Tonight, Let me listen to this guy and 2 people that have gone down, and many more will follow suit. Some of them are going through a lot. They won't tell you. But mark my word somewhere. So many men will fall. Because for this guy coming out openly and admitting to the blackmailing, Mazi's age is alive, is here. Remember that the day of Mazi's age, everybody was only one standing. I called that same guy that I take him permanently in South Africa. I didn't know he was still alive. To caution him. And the guy was trying to make mockery of himself that, oh, George, you're alive. I say, okay, I'm alive. I'm alive. Fair enough. My word to you is that don't perpetuate it. I want you to peddle lies, falsehood against Mazi's age. Firstly, Mazi's age has got nothing to do with the IPOB, Radio Biafra letter. Radio Biafra letter, from Radio Biafra was open 2012 or whatever. The address was in Darlington, Imo, in Southeast London. His age lives in Luton. Do you know that? He said he doesn't know. He told everywhere. I said, but don't say things you don't know. That is a blackmail. At the end of the day, when they fall out, the same Chinas and the real agent, faceless animal, agent of procurator, came out and said, oh, it was Darlington. Even they put his picture of the helpless man. A good man. Professor without portfolio, that's what we call him. I know him 101. It's not like something, no. It's just that it wasn't going well between him and Uchemofo. Darlington don't like Uchemofo. God knows. Maybe he saw something we didn't see. At the end of the day, he can't blame the man by not liking Uchemofo. Uchemofo betrayed us at the end. Though Uchemofo is a goat to compare to all these animals we are seeing here now. I have to give him that. He is. So, Ostraman and Maria Hedda, these 2 people are they're rotting in hell. They are rotting in hell. What I mean, in the hell, that's why they are rotting. Yeah? But I want you to listen to their voice for a few minutes before I will shut this program down. Like I said tonight is a night of Akpakara Tingbom. Chike Doziem and China Samoro are murderers. They killed Akparawa Mende and his men. And they have continued. Chike Doziem have accepted the responsibility of the menace going on in Biafra land. Any seat at home that have been instituted in Biafra land today is detrimental to Chike Doziem because Chike Doziem disobeyed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The ghost town Monday sit at home only call it off 72 hours before China Sanwo came on the Biafra and announced it. And they cannot control it. So they call that mayhem in Biafra land. And they will live to be held accountable for it. As long as we live.
Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
But do you know that actually in our legal team we have parallel legal team?
Yes.
So do you believe that?
Yes. Yes, we do.
Very good. And you know that in the not the leadership of the DOS, do you know we also have parallel in IPOB?
Yeah. Yes. I can believe that. Yes, they stay, they continue staying of. I said this thing before. Yeah, IPOB of Nenya and the Belima and the Canon and the Ndotova and the man IPOB. So you're right. Go ahead.
Right now, nobody will tell me or man that what is happening in IPOB, the leader, I mean the legal team are not, in fact, let me not say this. Let me just put it that way. Let me just end it this way. But let me tell you something. We should leave the DOS alone. The reason why I said we should leave the DOS alone is there are certain things I've come to understand. They are too loyal to sack Kanunta. Unless they can prove me wrong. They are too loyal to sack Kanunta or Madam Nnayanya. I can understand Madam Nnayanya's position because she's the finance and Oyendu himself planted her for several years. Yes, we can allow her to rule until Oyendu comes back. But what about Kingsley? Now, why I said the media warriors are also part of this problem about Kanunta is this. Do you know that we the media warriors can come on a particular platform and decide to rebel because all these things happening in IPOB Remember that the Nigerian government is also listening and they are watching.
Do you know? Dear Shema,
Yes.
Do you know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a member of the DO?
Anyway, only important voice I wanted to show here is the so wretched dead Australian man that died out of misery of his own mechanism. And I feel no sorry for him and including his family. They ought to know better. If I behave like this, so be it to me. You know, whatever I do shall follow me. Simple as that. I want to play this lady's voice before I end this program. And I need to shut it down now. Let's listen to this one and I will call it a night.
Alpha Power Media International.
What DOS is doing is just to fulfill their obligation to make sure this man comes out.
Of course.
Okay? But when Nnamdi comes out, with all the Mazi should restructure this thing and get everything going straight. His family members are complete disappointment. They have failed woefully. And he will go on the history. He will go in history. He will go on record. They are not people to be reckoned with or to be respected from. For any reason, every respect accorded to them should be thrown out of the window. They are complete idiots. That's my word.
Let me remind you, this thing did not start now. Do you know there is a saying that says that a DBU no ada batana neku?
No.
They don't have regard for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Those is family members.
No.
They don't.
They don't. All these things they make it.
You know, this woman, Chineke Akpogio Kuma Iwacha Master Prophet, you know, and this is how their blood will be spilled. All of them, one after another, that have blasphemed against Oku Kanu family. I'm not saying this without, you know, with any resentment. You know, what you cannot give, what you can give is what you have. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Oku Kanu Ezebilo family was appointed by Okike himself, because it's rare to find a family that is together to fight one cause. So this wretched and useless woman who I don't know, these are faceless animals that the devil have sucked off her blood in the street of America, because what you sow is what you reap. My message tonight is for all of you that continue to blackmail people. The drug addict, Impurumiri methamphetamine guy in South Africa, have admitted that he has been blackmailing people. And they are mailed down. And one thing I will advise China Sanworu and the Chike Doziem and their gang of criminals. You see this young lady in a chair that you were meant to kill and she survived. I said it before and I will reiterate again. There's nothing that goes away in life. Charles Taylor is in prison here in this country today. Charles Taylor is here. That they are the recent rebel war in sub-Sahara Africa, West Africa, Liberia and Sierra Leone. All the war that happened between Sierra Leone and Liberia. Charles Taylor is one paying the price because of his meddled. So I will advise you. Fellow comrade, I've spent 2 hours plus here. So this is the longest marathon tonight for a reason. And it's time to go. And I'm not going to play any other voice. But one thing is certain. Tonight was a special edition dedicated. If time permit me again, I will censor where I stop today and carry on whatever the time is permit me. But my job and our job on Alpha Power Media is to highlight Chike Doziem and his gang of criminals. Yeah? They don't represent Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. For my next program, subsequently, unless something come off announcement, is going to be to go into the sweep of our legal luminaries, the essence of our legal luminaries. Those compromised idiots and those that are doing what they're supposed to do. We have to prove evidence to show you who is doing the work. And for your information, all the references that was acknowledged on that day on UK here, 22nd, is what achieved by somebody. But we don't just say things without showing you the evidence. All these people are paid under IPOB, under Mazi Nnamdi Kanu employee. And Kanu Takano is the man superseding and superheading the legal team, even when Onyendu was here. If any of them understand how legal team work, let them come and tell us. Ejiofor did not know what extraordinary rendition was. Even he was fighting Ejimako, which even Simon Ekpa himself on his own dilemma admit that. Benjamin Madubugu is running around like a mad dog. The other day he was in taxi saying they didn't allow him DSS. When he hugged Onyendu in court, Onyendu asked,
may come into Africa. You gave us hope because we are in a continent of hopelessness. And by thy grace, Biafra shall be restored. We shall be resurrected. We shall crown our efforts with the glory by the grace of the Most High.
Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
Hi, sweetheart. I'm so sorry. You know my phone. I know you understand. Okay, luckily, the person that called me, honey, I have been very frustrated. You see, since yesterday, I'm honestly very frustrated. So maybe if I found somehow, some certain things I don't have. But right now, thank God that you said what you said. So when the person that called me, I asked him the question. I said, I have one of our financial secretary, national financial secretary, that asking me, there has to be, please correct me if I'm wrong, because I answered the question that I asked you based on what I know. But let me correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. What you are asking me is that you want to know, you want to have or see the document that gave me authorized representative. Is that what you're looking for, honey?
Yes, the one that was the one that the lawyer gave you.
Yeah, the one that the one that they have to give me that authorization. Okay,
yes,
good.
Yes.
Because when you asked me the question, I said to you that my answer there was more for me and you. That my dear sister, all we know is that we are financial secretary and the financial treasurer. Whatever they gave me is what I gave you, and what I give you is what I have. But you were asking me about the document that actually that can prove that I am the one that there was authorized.
Right. But wait a minute. That's not. Wait a minute. No. That's not the one. See, in our meeting. After we had that meeting, remember after the meeting, the emergency meeting we had with the lawyer, after he made all of that stuff in the statement, you said, can you please give that to me in a memo? He was supposed to give you that in a memo, in a header from his attorney, from that attorney's office.
Okay, if that's what you're looking for.
Yes,
he didn't
because that's what I have been getting harassed by my members asking me for this information because nobody wants to put it. It's just I can't show. I can show them the information you gave me. I can show them that information, but right now it's like
really okay. Listen to me now. Let me tell you. I asked that question because I did not want to do anything without putting it in writing. He said yes, there is something put in writing. So after the meeting, my dear sister, the man called me and said, where is your email? And then he wanted the email. Well, he has the email of the other lawyer because they are supposed to receive the same thing. And those are supposed to receive the same thing. I gave my email. They have the lawyer email. So he took that thing. And I was like waiting for the memo. I never received. So
who made up the memo?
Listen, let me finish so you can understand me. Then I gave him my email and the lawyer's email. So when I called him, when I waited for him like on Monday, then I went on the air. After the meeting, I'm still promoting the liaison. I got so upset. I called them again. I said, where is the who's supposed to be sending the I thought you're supposed to send me the something that I can use to go and open the account. He said yes. But look at how, that's when he started explaining to me that draft will come to me after those put it in the IPOB this thing and sign it. That's when he's going to give me that signed one because of what is going on with him in Nigeria, he cannot use his own whatever to write
or anything. Take the draft and put it in IPOB paperhead and sign it, then give Madam Yubo his own copy to use to make an account and give the lawyer the own copy to keep for our leader. That's what. Then them continue to do up and up and up, never do it.
Right, so who wrote the, wait a minute, that's what I'm saying, wait a minute. So who wrote the memo that you gave me? If you haven't been able...
The one that you have. Let me tell you what happened. When a Dosian could not do that, then I was crying because some people were calling me and cussing me out. Some people were abusing me and threatening and all that. I started on Sunday of that week. I honestly was heartbroken and crying. I called the Jaffa and I called the US, the lawyers. I was crying on the phone. I said, I don't know what to do. Those years have not given me the papers and I have not opened the account. Many of my people are very confused. People are cutting me out. I don't know what else to do. That's when the lawyer in USA told Jaffa, you know, there is something our leader signed with us that gave Madam Oyibo authorized representative. And Jaffa said, really? If I knew that such a thing was there, I wouldn't even go through a dossier. I would go through you guys. Because the only reason why I went to a dossier was we are trying to use IPOB letterhead. If I knew that I saw that the dossier would be because as a HOD, so he can sign it and start sending it. That's the only reason why he went to the dossier. So the lawyer, Jaffa, told the lawyer in USA, activate it. Please activate it. So they are the ones that activated this because...
Okay, so the lawyers here in America are the ones that did it.
Activated it, yes.
Okay. What? They sent you a letter.
With both of them.
Right. Okay.
And this thing.
Right. So that means that. All right. So that means that they had a document that was signed, that was on a letterhead for the lawyer.
By our leader. There is a document they have that's signed by a leader that gave that to represent.
Okay, the affidavit. It was the. Where's the affidavit? You're talking about the affidavit.
So that's what, based on what you said now, Madam Latina, I only want you to please understand the whole story so that you cannot get confused and you're thinking that I have something that I'm not telling you, I'm not answering you. I'm telling you what I know. Now, please, after this story, you're going to tell me that you understand what I mean. Please, or you're going to say what you understand. So I'm 100% sure that you understand what I mean. It was the only reason that made these lawyers, four of them, to even do anything else because our people were calling me on Friday and they were calling me all kind of name. Some people record something and some people are confused. Some people were saying, where are we going to put the money? I didn't know what to do. I started calling a phone and calling this lawyer. They were all in line. I was crying and said, if you guys want to help me now, help me. Because I don't know what else to do. I do not know. I don't know why Edosia has not signed the paper for me to go and open an account. They keep delaying it. So this is when the lawyer in USA said there is something, information that's signed by our leader that gave me authorized representative. So immediately Ejiofor heard that. Ejiofor said, if I knew that such a thing is, I would not go through a dossier because Ejiofor had been calling a dossier every day. And the dossier keeps saying tomorrow. So now we know a dossier doesn't want to do this. So the lawyer said, okay, you need to activate that authorized representative so that Madam Oyibo can now sign for our leader. Because our leader is not sign for since our leader gave him authorization with the signature of our leader. So Madam Oyibo can go sign for our leader and use that paper to be able to open an account. And that's what they did. And that's how I get the thing. Okay? So because remember.
Right. So if that's what. Wait a minute. But that's what was given to you. Where is that information? Can you send it to me?
Which information?
The one
that gave me authorization.
Yes.
Okay, that's what I'm telling you now. So long as the lawyer says yes, you can go to Department of Justice. You can go. It's actually official document that is in the Department of Justice, IPOB. If you go there, you will see it. And I told him to send me the link, and he said he's gonna send me the link.
Wait a minute. Who wrote the document that you gave me? Is what I'm asking.
It's the draft, though. The draft was given to Edozie and the lawyers and the lawyers in USA.
Right, but how did you get it? Because you say you were still waiting for him to give it to you. This is what's not making no sense to me.
Okay, see, that's the point. You are not listening to me. Please.
I am listening.
Let me say that again. The document was written by our lawyer, our leader's lawyer in Biafra land. That document, that draft was done. But our leader wanted the draft to be sent to Edozie and to the lawyers in USA. I find out why Alida did that. Because when Edozie finally sent a letter out, Edozie cut it off and on and sent the one that wasn't complete. But Edozie does not know that our leader gave the same identical information to the lawyer in USA.
Right.
Did you know?
So that's what the lawyer in USA gave you.
He was busy playing games. Cutting it off, not saying it. So when Edozie was not willing to do what our leader said, then these people because they have information already. They have the information. So they brought the information and give it, put it without giving the information. The information will now put in the, in the letterhead or whatever, which knows all that information that you see there was identical with what Edozie has. But Edozie did not know that our leader gave it to the USA attorneys. He thought he was the only one in going. So he was basically blackmailing and delaying, thinking that he's the only one that has the information. So when it dawns on John 4 that Edozie is playing games. And when I called them and crying, that's when this lawyer were said that to activate, because they already had the draft. They said, now let's activate. John 4 said, activate that to represent whatever representative. So if anybody wants to know whether it's true or not that our leader actually put my name as the whatever representative, the person, the guy just said, you can go to the official website of the Department of Justice, IPOB. You're gonna see it there. Our leader signed it, and he said whatever that it was said in this document. He says it's there. So this is how I get it, honey. Because this is how I get it. Because otherwise, Edozie still has not given me. But unfortunately for Edozie, he did not know that these people has it too. The lawyer has it.
Who drove to get the affidavit signed? Who was it? What is it? Electronic? You got it off the thing. You got it off the site.
The information was given to me. I have to, because I'm supposed to sign for our leader. So if you're notarizing something, you have to go physical and they take your information to sign. So I get the information from them. I went over there, I looked for the notary place, and they take all my information, they notarize it, so that will give me an opportunity to sign. So immediately I did that, I took the same paper and went to the bank and used it to open an account. Because that's the only thing I used to open an account.
Right, well as of...
Those still have not given me anything.
Right.
Up to now.
Okay, and I understand that, but as of now, it looks like you have been acting all on your own. There's no documentation. You haven't. This is what I'm talking about. Jesus, I need.
Honey.
No, this is how it looks. It looks like This is literally how it looks. Like if there's no information coming from the outside, and the information that you have is something that you got and went and had done by yourself, it looks like you are acting.
It's not me that get it and do myself. The lawyers did it and give it to me.
Right, but why? So if that's what I'm saying. If the lawyers did it, where's their copy? Because the thing is, the copy that you sent me was done in Maryland. Is that where our lawyers are?
Honey, the lawyers will do something and send it to me.
I do understand because I've gotten documentation. I've gotten. Right.
I'm the person that is in
It's on a letterhead. Usually when it's coming from a lawyer's office, it's on a letterhead from that lawyer's office with that lawyer's name on it. And it's a memo.
We don't want it to be in our IPOB letterhead. It is not what
I understand that. But for your and I, that's for our regular, that's for the members. That's for the members in a regular letterhead coming from his lawyer. But for you and I, we're supposed to have documentation from the lawyer's office itself.
Okay, that's what I'm telling you now. The document that you're going to have that said that somebody, that I'm the representative, we can get it. The lawyer is about to send me the link where we can see where our leader signed and said that. That's number one. Number two, I told these lawyers now, just a dossier or something, no, they say a job for. I said a job for. One way or the other, you have to honestly come out and let the people know that this is from our leader. You cannot, this is the only way you can just this is for people. So a job for, I called to them now and said he's going to do it. I said he's not going to do this. Oh, actually, I called him. I didn't pick up. I didn't get him on the line. But the most important thing is this. These lawyers in USA, at least, have already said that they're going to send me the link. Because I said, if anybody wants to know, this is already filed in the Department of Justice. So under IPOB, it's official document. That's where the representative come from, authorized representative come from. And the only reason why that came on board was because a dossier was sitting on, didn't want to do it. So they have to do it. If dossier doesn't want to do it, then this, what do you call it? The lawyers have to do it. But because I'm the authorized representative, they have to give me this information. They have to give me the paper. I have to actually get it as an email where it's actually clear. So I have to I basically take my computer and went to the authorization people, whatever. They printed it out from my computer, from the email. They printed it out so that it will be this thing before I even notarize it. I give my information to notarize. That's how it was. But they give it to my computer. I went there and just do it, and they put it in words or something like that. It's still there. So I take basically my email, the whole thing, take my phone, my computer, went to the place and go there and say, this is the information. I saved it. I go there and see this is the one. And they bring it out, they print it out, I gave them my information and all the things that they asked me for. I did it and notarized it. That's the only way I could have opened an account. Otherwise, I wouldn't have, by now, I wouldn't have opened an account.
Well, okay, at this point, I am stepping down as the National Financial Secretary. I can't do this. I cannot. I can't function like this. I can't. There's way too much going on, and the information that I need, I can't get. Which automatically ends my my chapter here in Colorado.
Listen, what information you're looking for?
I told you that they have, my members here have been poisoned. I thought they had been poisoned.
Oh, okay.
And I told you that I had gotten phone calls.
You are trying to prove something.
Yes, I have to bulletproof. I have to bulletproof what I've been doing. It has to be bulletproof. If I'm putting this information out there and they're requesting to have certain information and I don't have that information, that makes me look some kind of way.
No, listen to me, honey.
No, but it do. But it does. But it does, though.
Listen, let me say what I have to say anyway. Honey, if you want to do whatever you want to do, if you want to make a decision, that's okay. But let me tell you the truth, honey. Criminals always make somebody else look like they're criminals. That's their titles all the time. If they are already poisons, of course they will be blinded. They don't want to. They will always find a thing to make somebody else look like criminals. The bottom line about all this is that our leader is not in a place where we can always reach him. And Nigerian people and some of the bad people we have here know that, and they're taking advantage of that. But one time our leader actually have opportunity to do something, he did something. And with hope that people he kept here, had he been that information that Jofo got, gave it to Edozie, that Edozie did exactly what our leader told him to do. my people that this is what I said. That's the instruction I said. But no, he didn't do it. And he got this information for a long time from the lawyer. He still did not do it. Okay? And then,
well, it's you know, at this... I do understand what you're saying, but at this point, it doesn't change my thoughts. It does not change my way of thinking at this point. And I don't.
Another way of doing it to open accounts was done, and now they turn around saying something, and the Jaffa actually, if they had allowed our Jaffa to go see our leader yesterday, all these things would have been over. If they had done, and do you know what they said they did yesterday? They said that the DSS brought out their computers and saying that our leader is running IPOB from the DSS. It's part of the reason why they don't want that's what they said. I don't know, because you know people are saying a lot of things these days. I don't know. Okay? But my point is this. This thing that was there, if we had acted the way our leader told us to act, because our leader knows these people very well, all this rubbish will not be happening. So now that this thing has been done, the way that the lawyer said it was done. So right now, listen, I tell the lawyers now, you guys have to find a way to come in the public and clarify this thing and let the people know whether this is what our leader wants or not. You have to find a way to come out and do say it.
Exactly. And until then, I am stepping down and I am done. I don't need this kind of heat on me. I don't. But I'll talk to you. I'll talk to you later. I gotta go.
Biafra Alpha Power Media International. Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
Hi, sweetheart. I'm so sorry. You know my phone. I know you understand. Okay, luckily, the person that called me, honey, I have been very frustrated. You see, since yesterday, I'm honestly very frustrated. So maybe if I found somehow, some certain things I don't have. But right now, thank God that you said what you said. So when the person that called me, I asked him the question. I said, I have one of our...
When they said we should suspend the sit at home. And I asked our people, those that I had discussion with, I said, but what is the reason? Did Anointed give any reason why we should suspend it? And they said he didn't give a reason. And I asked them, but you tell me, what reason would I give Biafrans why I am suspending this sit at home when our demands has not been met? That was my question. I asked those both in DOS and those who were not in DOS that I had the opportunity to speak with. They were there the news. I asked them, what will be the reason I have to give? And sorry, I think I'm trying to mix a little thing here, but the lawyers have not come back to us now. Now, this is before the night, the first day of it. So when I was asking them what is the reason they want us to suspend this thing, and they told me that we should use NECO as an excuse. I mean, we should use NECO because of the exam that the people are trying to hold. And I said, but NECO doesn't really. It's not the strongest excuse to give Biafrans why we should stop the sit at home. And I will be very, very frank. And I will take the responsibility. I haven't said it on air before because it's not. I don't come on air to. And I said, because there is no reason from our leader that we should stop this sit at home, that we are going to go ahead with the sit at home. And then we went ahead with the first sit at home. After we did the first sit at home, and it was a huge success, unbelievably successful. Then, after that same Monday after the sit at home, the lawyers had a visit again to Onyendu, and they now came back and said that Onyendu said we must suspend that sit at home. So that message came now the second time, and I said, okay, if Oyendu insists, after the evidence we have provided that this thing was successful and that our people were willing to do it, if he insists, I will suspend it. And I suspended it. That instruction came from Oyendu. And anybody who tells you otherwise is lying. And that's how I will answer that question for you. Now,
when we mount up that pressure, everywhere started to panic. When we declared this sit at home, we got a message from the leader that we should call off this sit at home. I don't want to go deep on people. There were people who played a very dangerous role against that sit at home for their own selfish interest. Because I expect you to come here to ask. When we put sit at home, you saw that Ohaneze Ndigbo, you saw the people opposing the sit at home. You saw them. And you saw people who were giving them thumb up. It is that destruction they want in IPOB. It is to destroy and discredit the IPOB leadership. After due consultation with our leader, we went ahead, conducted the first sit at home that was carried around the world. Our leader continued to send message that the sit at home, we should call it off. The message continued to come. Everybody was reluctant to call it off. Why I'm explaining this thing is that at the end of the day, I want you who have supported because they sit at home Monday, our people have been voluntarily. When we announced the sit at home, we got messages. Even we are not normal. We know that spoken word cannot be retrieved back. But the enemies of this struggle, they continue to attack the sit at home. They continue to bring excuses that NATO is coming. This one is coming. The university is 6 months on strike till now. They use it to blackmail the IPOB leadership, if you are not aware. Everywhere was that the Chike Doziem and Chinasaworu, they don't listen to what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is saying. That they disobeyed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and you are one of those people. I am making you a direct accusation. Some of you, like you, were part of the people carrying all this kind of rumor that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told them to allow somebody to come on radio. They refused. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told them to cancel the sit at home. They refused. I know this struggle. That word that I spoke, because it was in conformity in what the leadership agreed, and it was the best for the struggle. But you were there when people were blackmailing Chinasaworu and Chike Doziemo. It was to avoid saying that we disobey Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because we must always listen to him, whether in the DSS
International.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, and I was saying that I thank sister that just spoke, especially again because at the last conclusion of her statement, she said it all. She said it all because she said, I'm the second in command. I'm the second in command. The first in command is there. I cannot honestly be expected to take over the work of the first command. The first command is reachable. He is still in charge. And that is what I have been trying to let our people know. That is also what the enemy wants us to do. They want us to isolate our leader. Isolate him in the sense that believing that he's not in control. Oyendu is in control, and that is what we must push across. I am second in command. When there are issues that I can deal with immediately and deal with as second in command that does not need the input of Oyendu, I deal with them. Because I know he has taught me how to deal with those issues. But if there are so weighty issues that we need the first in command to make an input, I will act according to his instructions. And as I'm speaking to you, Oyendu is seized of the allegations about his head of finance. I know the instructions as he told me to carry out. Based on that, he has not asked me to remove anybody, and I cannot remove anybody because Oyendu, people are going around saying, I said it on my broadcast, and I'm very disappointed. Are we deliberately trying to isolate him? Because that is what they want us to do. We must push it all the time that the Oyendu is in charge. That is what scares our enemy. If we reduce his authority, we are putting him in danger. And I cannot be part of that. So until he tells me in that very serious allegation, very serious matter, that he appointed the head of finance and taking into account that these allegations have been there before he got this issue that he has now. He was already aware of it. He hasn't acted on them, and up to now he hasn't asked me to act on them. I don't think it's reasonable for me to act without his authority. I can't do that. That is why I'm a very, very simple, obedient follower. That is how it is. I know where my responsibility lie. I know where my duties lie. I know where I am expected to act, and in those areas, be rest assured that I will act. Where the input of Oyendu is needed, I will wait for his input before I act. We are here also, we may disagree on that, but that is my outlook of this whole situation. I have been in this movement.
Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
To court. With the state of the mind you have seen our leader, do you think our leader is not capable of making any decision? Something he sees may affect him or affect the struggle. That's number one. Number two, the IPOB leadership is not taking orders. Every order. What Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is doing is to...
Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
Times are different with the time we are in. The kind of detention somebody is equating to that you don't take orders is the time when messages passes from one hand to another before it gets to the leader. Now, we have been in this struggle. We work with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Ask the lawyers. There are messages, if they bring it, we told them this message is not what we expect. That means the message might be diluted. We now use our brain and decode the remaining things we have to do. That is why we are...
Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
There are many people who have refused to respect and obey this IPOB structure. Some people went home. They said, because it's only Mazi Nnamdi Kanu I will respect. When he is out, I will come out. But let me give you a message. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu also take advice from the IPOB leadership. We do advise each other when we have things. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is somebody who takes advice. Put in your mind, you have closed every door to even work with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because I know when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu come out, you go to him and tell Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because you were not there, I didn't want to work. And if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu tell me to work with you, I will tell Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, I won't work with you. Because if in your absence, you don't respect the leadership, you don't work with anybody in the leadership. Now, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is out. You come to work with the leadership. We won't work with you. It's as simple as ABCD. And he will understand our stand. Because you can't insult. We are building a nation. We are building a country, an institution. Now, at the end of the day, if Mazi Nnamdi, what if Biafra comes today? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu retire. That he said he don't want to be the leader. A new leader emerge. You say you won't respect that place only. Then you go home and you sleep and close your mouth shut. It is stupidity and ignorance. Anybody opening his mouth anywhere and say, I don't listen to anybody, only Mazi Nnamdi. You are stupid. When you are making such comment, it doesn't show that you love Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That does not what it means. It shows how stupid and selfish and ignorant you are. Because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not only him, it's IPOB. It's not Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that it is the IPOB made Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu lead IPOB to the glory also. Trying to say only when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will come out, you come back to the struggle, that is for you. Remember, most of you, we have marked many of you. There are some of you who have, because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu had problem. I'm not asking you to respect me. I don't need respect from you. Respect the institution. Respect the structure of IPOB. Some of you who come and talk rubbish on social media talk, you are not even up to my younger sisters. You are not even up to my younger sisters. Some of you not even up to my younger brothers. You are not even up to my cousins. People who respect us. We have a lot of people who respect us. You are nobody. But you come, you put your mouth, because talk is free. You come, you demonize the leadership. You think tomorrow, if when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu come out, you come, you say, because that time Mazi Nnamdi, that time you go and walk in the office of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If he takes you, you walk there. If he don't take you, you take your bag and go home and sit. Biafrans and all the lovers of freedom, we have stayed very long on this program. I didn't.
Biafra Alpha Power Media International. Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
There are things we can praise the button, everything we scatter. Yes. But as we are planning it also, we take, sometimes we do inform our leader also. We say, wait. But there is a time we also, because we don't want what happened we don't want what happened during the sit-at-home order to repeat itself. We don't want. We don't want an order we will give now, the enemies will, and we feel it may be too early. We don't want to do it based on what, because of these enemies, infiltrators. Let me tell you something. This thing we are doing, if we don't handle it very well, because that is what the government wants us to do. When we just mention, you will see they will use anybody. You saw what happened in the sit-at-home. You saw it. You saw it that just to announce something for the benefit of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because he was not listening. You saw it. You saw his brothers came out, issued their own press release. You saw, this is what they are waiting for. They came to counter all the effort and that pronouncement. What people don't understand, they were fighting a wrong fight. That pronouncement, that the same day I made that pronouncement, one thing people don't know is this. I didn't make that pronouncement by my own power. But somehow I was asked to always go on radio to speak to our people. And that was the time I was given that instruction. And the moment I pour out that word, it becomes like waking even when we want to call it off, the members of the DOS was saying we cannot call this thing off. But it's because of the pressure, putting pressure on Onyendu. And at the end of the day, it's the sit-at-home not heading to YA. People capitalize on it.
Biafra Alpha Power Media International. Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
Because it's really proved to be that way. I don't want to ever say that. I want every evidence. Because see, it goes in what's about the IKECHUKWU.
enwere every evidence igosi that na ihe niile ga-eme onye ndu nọ n'aka Chukwu. Can you imagine? Hi, alụ eme.
And the efforts should all reaction of human being. All human reaction. And if a man like this, how a human being should react.
Yes.
Is how we are reacting. But all the muka, spiritually, all the muka, he also
yeah. Also, I think so too.
And all the yes, and all the muka, or working back at in that but this stage, after this stage,
yes, yes, all time.
Yes, although all the mega balance in
HDM.
Yeah.
You see, kind of check.
That is the way it looks like.
You see, that is.
I will talk on this tomorrow because I'm from the reason why. I'm from the reason why this kind of normal go anybody that this kind of trip or just first one is only just second one.
Zoya.
Yeah.
Zoya. Ogwaro anybody.
Yes.
How can you create departments who are supposed to report to HOD?
Chai, oh blame on you. Chai, I will mail.
Oh, yeah, with the team.
Oh, yeah, with the team. Oh, yeah, with it. Oh, yeah, I'm not job.
Oh, yeah, with the team.
Who is coming there to report to you?
Oh, that with the problem.
Chai, I will mail.
Create a structure. Come here and maintain that structure.
Right.
So when you're report what you know ahead of you. Get somebody report it to me direct. Report to me direct if you make it.
Well, you have few people to go this message for him.
Sure.
Yeah?
And we were not feeling too much my brother. Before
Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
When they said we should suspend the sit at home, and I asked our people, those that I had discussion with, I said,